Hello everyone and welcome back into this new video. I am Leonard and today we are gonna be talking about Breeze after the rework, how to approach this map in-game and how to play it. For those who don't know, my name is Daniel, in-game name Leonard. I've been top 150 Radiant and I've played on a professional tier 2 level. The changes they made on the sites actually don't impact that much how you should enter sites at all. The only thing that really changes is that now playing only like Omen in ranked is available, or Astra, because you can actually smoke sites to enter. Before was really more harder to do, so it's not that bad to have an Omen or Astra in your team. And the most impactful change is definitely the mid, which now is not as important as it was before. Before, mid was probably the most important part of because of how big it is, because of how easy it was to get kills, to expose yourself. But now it's not that important and it's not that easy for anyone to get those kills and take the advantage. B changes are also really important. I think they're more attack sided on both cases. Now you can finally smoke again like on A side with Omen, and play Omen and Astra are also available. It's not only a Viper map right now. Viper is still better because of the way her wall is made and because of how strong she is as a defender, and her ult is also pretty strong. But I think in ranked, Omen and Astra also can do if no one really can play Viper in your team. Now, if you want to start talking about the best comp that you should be playing and the best agents, starting from the Sentinel, it will be something like Cypher or Chamber. Best agents to play on this map definitely as a Sentinel, because of the fact that they have no range for the traps. Chamber is really good with because of the operator and all the long range fights that you can get on Breeze, the mid, the A, even the B. So that's why Chamber is really strong on this map. Agents like Killjoy that have a range are not really strong on this map because of how big it is. Vise also struggles, even if she has no range with her wall. Her ultimate depends on the range and how close you are to the site. You can barely take the site with both her ultimates as an attacker. As a defender, also it's not looking really great, so she's definitely not a good pick on this map, so I will choose either of these two. Now, continuing with the smoker, Viper is definitely still the best choice, but I think that Omen and Astra are definitely available. I would pick Astra over Omen because of the fact that Astra is better as a long range smoker and she has good abilities that can help her take space. Astra is really strong because, for example, mainly in defense, she can stay on A and she can still be helping you guys on B with smoke, with stopping the enemies from pushing with, for example, her sack. She can help you take the space with maybe a deeper smoke here, a stun here, and she can pretty much activate it from being on A, and that's why she is really strong on maps like Breeze and Bind for the same reason. Omen is definitely still available, though he will not be my first choice. Arbor, I think he is playable, but I think those agents are still better. Going with the Revealer definitely. Tova is someone that shines in long side and open areas maps. His drone has a lot of value here. He can clear easily open areas, and in attack his arrow is really strong as well to clear much information. Fade is not really available here because her dog can't reach almost anything too close and she can't really see. Someone's actually hiding maybe behind a wall or dodged the prowler. Also, the Hound, really hard to throw, and if you throw it like this, it will be super easy to destroy, and it doesn't even go that much further back. You cannot even check backside properly. Not to speak about mid or B, where maybe she can have a little bit better revealers, but Tova is still much better. As a flasher, I will definitely go KO. I do think that Breach is something that you can play on this map, but in my opinion he's not that great. You can have combo plays with his ultimates, and his stuns can have some great lines here on A main, on mid as well, even on B, I think, like this. So he's not that bad, but overall I think Breach will need too much coordination, so I will go over KO for the flasher part. As a duelist, which is probably what you guys want to hear the most, Jett, one of the best still. Neon, really strong. Yoru, probably one of the best. Wele, also really good. And that's kinda it. All the other agents, I will not play on these maps. Maybe ISO as a second duelist if you want to. Apart that, I will not go for any other agents apart those. Jett, definitely really good. With Yoru, probably would be my top choice. For ranked, I will probably pick Jet and like Waylay. If you have Yoru in your team, make sure to don't have KO. In that case, KO is not needed. And with Yoru in your team, guys, I would suggest you all to play a second duelist as ISO. Now that we are clear on the agents we need to play on this map, let's talk about the approach you should have and how to play it. I wanna quickly talk to you about my Discord server. When I started playing Valorant, there was full of people looking for group and for duo, so I had always someone to play with. But as the year passed and the hype died down, I had no one to play with anymore, no one to talk about the game, ask questions on different topics, and maybe ask for help. And that's exactly why I created this Discord server where everyone are welcome and everyone can ask the community directly for resources, they can ask for aim training playlists or just normal questions on any topic. Also, I'm personally in chats talking with you guys about the game and also about different stuff. We also will do some DM reviews and some group VOD reviews together to help you guys understand the game and improve mechanically. If you're someone who wants to improve and enjoys the game, feel free to join. We do also offer dedicated coaching, but as I said, the server is completely free. Thanks for listening. Now let's get back to the video. Before, mid was really important and probably one of the most important areas on this map. But now, after the rework, after the changes, I think that it's not that important. It's really important for the defenders to check the rotations in case, to make sure that no one's lurking from here, to cut the rotations, right, in case. But it's really risky as well, because even if they will rotate, they will definitely still check you. And yeah, it's really risky play to be here and to pick. Maybe with an operator, it's something that you definitely can do, but without the operator picking from here or from window, really risky. For the attackers, however, this, in my opinion, is not really important at all. The only thing that you will actually need here is a lurker that goes late into the site, trying to kill the defenders retaking from the back and try to help his teammates inside. That's kind of the only thing you need. Also, with a lurker, his important role here is to cut the rotations so that the defenders can only retake from this position, and it will be much easier to hold for your teammates inside because they will all just be fighting the same area instead of facing two different areas. Apart that, I would not really play mid that much. Split A is definitely something that you can do, but I think it's really risky and complicated. Also, most of the times you have Viper on your team, and with Viper your wall usually is placed like this, and to split you kinda have to either place it from mid, right? So Viper has to go mid and place her wall like this, but this gives it a lot of open areas, angles that you still will need to clear, and that will definitely not make it easy to split. Even though the strongest part about splitting is that you come from two different positions, so in case you actually do it, then the people inside will be worried about two different positions, but I think they will still be kinda able to isolate most of the fights because of how many cover angles there are here. So yeah, I don't think that's really good. When it comes to B, it's the same. Splitting B, I don't think it's an option, and I don't think it's something that you should be doing, just overcomplicating the gameplay for yourself. When you wanna go B, you just as5, push the side, and that would be the best option in my opinion. For the defenders, I think it's really important to keep mid control though, so that you do not have that lurker option, and that you are able to cut rotation in case, even from here or from window. From this angle, you have to be a little bit more careful because they can easily smoke you here, and that way they will cut for you any information, and you will not be able to see if someone's actually mid. When it comes to B and A, it's still the same. You just hold the side as best as you can. You can try to hold it from an angle like this, try to pick, try to play behind this box, play backside, play behind pillar, try to jiggle around it, or leave the site and play for retake is something that you can do sometimes, but usually on Breeze, because of how difficult it is to retake B side, it's really important to have an anchor that tries to fight for the side and tries to fight at least for backside for as much as he can, and does not leave only because they push him. Now that we have discussed this, let's talk about some rounds that I would actually suggest you guys to do and to play. Well, the first round, obviously, as always, let's start from the default round for the attackers on Breeze. The default round is not something that people do a lot actually, because you have to place the Viper wall ideally before the round starts or as soon as it starts, right? You have to kind of know before the round where do you want to end up, so that way you can already have the Viper wall there. because if you start from a different round and then maybe you wanna end up trying to end up B, Viper has to actually be there to place the wall, and that does not make it easier. If you have double smokes, you can do is place the Viper wall before the round starts, even like on every round you place it like this, and then in case you go B with the other smoker you have, you just smoke like this, and then it's pretty available. By having this type of possibility, your attack is actually much stronger, because you will always keep pressure with the Viper wall and always keep the going B possibility open, and defenders won't really know, oh, okay, she placed the wall A, then it's A. They won't really say that because you can still go B. But if I were to play a different round, something slower, I will definitely still play something like Viper on A, Cypher on B, so the two sentinels are on the extremities. I will try to play Jet on mid or Elbow to try to get some kills with Sova, definitely, and KO can usually plays with Viper, because Cypher here, he does his own things. He can just place a trap like here to make sure they don't rotate. He can place a camera elbow to make sure no one's pushing it. Try to pick here to make sure no one's B. And once he got here, he can also change his trap like this to get even more information if he wants to play B. And then he can try to get closer to B, maybe get a kill on window, maybe try to get even closer to tunnel and try to get a kill here from B. Right, he does his own things, so he kinda does not need a backup, whereas Viper doesn't really have the trap, the camera that can help her to get the space. For that case, she need KO. KO can also play mid to make it a default 1-3-1, but I think that being with Viper here just to make sure and just to be able to also make more pressure on A, that way you can open more for B. By making more pressure on A as with Viper and KO, the defenders will probably rotate towards there, and that opens for Cypher a way of playing and trying to lurk and get a kill there. Those two guys on mid, they just try to get a kill, try to get double door, make sure no one's there, try to reveal and get the mid control to also help Cypher afterwards, but to trying to get a pick and try to gain some space and information. And based off that, afterwards they can make the call, either they want to go B or A. As in A rush, I would usually guys suggest you to, well, when you want to go a side, play a little bit faster, don't play too slow, because that way they will just rotate faster. And Breeze is a map where you just either mostly 5 men go B, 5 men go A. 5 or 4, well, the sentinel lurk on mid or elbow is something, even mid, when you go B, even have the Cypher on mid is not that bad, and it's something that I think is available and that you guys can definitely do. Yeah, either 5 or 4 men. I will do it like this. I would put the wall on of Viper A main like this. I will get closer, clear this area. Maybe KO can flash it in case you're worried about them being too close. Then I would... You can either from here instantly Sova drone side. Usually Sova can also drone from here just to make sure to get this area if you are worried of them peeking too close, right? Just to clear close angles, Sova usually drones, and then once he clears all that with the team, he arrows side like that to make sure that this area in particular is clear. That is what you're gonna be fighting for, to be able to plant, because the Viper wall covers all this. So this is the area that we'll be needing to fight for. With the drone, Jet is gonna pick everything together with the drone, and then once Sova is ready and he throws the arrow, a Viper wall is also up. She goes into site, dashes like this. Maybe KO would be cool if KO could flash for her through her smoke, and after that she picks and tries to take this area with the flashes, with an arrow. Make sure she doesn't have to be over aggressive, just make sure to maintain this place so you guys can come inside and plant. Once you guys have planted, you can definitely stay, well, Viper has to stay A main because her role is really important for the retake and for the late in the round, make it more difficult for the defenders to retake. If you have a lurker, your guys' role is just to stall the enemies so he has enough time to get behind them and lurk. If not, you guys can play as, I would say, maybe 2 people A. Playing 2 behind the pyramid is not that easy because of the space, but I think it's something that you can do maybe with KO because he can flash and you pick together. You can Viper wall and maybe push through the Viper wall as well to catch the enemies off guard. But yeah, 2 to 3 people should definitely stay inside. Now going to B, when it goes to B, guys, as I said, 4 or 5 man pushes is definitely again what you want to be doing. And I would also just go these guys all 4 here with the Cypher, either mid or elbow. Elbow usually better because it's closer to B. But mid, it's not that bad. Why? Because the defenders, to make it shorter, like to rotate from here. So that's the reason. And Cypher can be here to catch them off guard, or they like to drop from window and retake from here. Also why Cypher can be here behind this box hiding and then pick once they drop, hear them, and play late after plant to help you guys inside. When it comes to B, well, the Sova drone is really good because it allows you to clear a lot of the parts of the site and see if someone's picking you. After the drone, usually I insta just arrow backside because that's the most probable area for the enemies to be. They like to hide here after drone or behind this box. Just after that, Jet will dash inside. KO can also knife obviously here or just here on the pillar. KO can also flash behind this wall, just throw flash like that. Jet usually just like to dash into this and pick it like this. There are some jets that they like to do something like this and then from here clear the side. Really important that you also, before you end up pushing, clear the right side. Once you did that, then you can do your play and get up there or just pick normally from here. Once you get into the site, again, be in my opinion somewhere that you definitely can play as 3 people with Viper alone and a main, because if you play only main they will just smoke you here and then defuse without any problems. And I will definitely play 2 people towards this side because that's usually where enemies try to retake the most, and 1 guy here just to check the back and in case be able to also peek from another side of line. And this is kinda it. The best plant here and on A, well, there isn't much. No, this is the best plant because it's really open for A main and also mid. The best plants, guys, are from positions from where you can see them the most. In defense, I would play Viper on B, Cypher on A, Jet on A. Sova, in my opinion, can play either double door or here, where his arrows work the best. And KO can play here with Viper in case Sova is double door. If Sova is here towards Viper, then KO can also play with Jet on A, in my opinion. Viper role is just to survive. Usually the Viper role that people place is this one from B right here, which allows you to cover mid and also elbow, and then just a default smoke right here. She tries to take space with her molly and try to leave as much as she can. Cypher places his normal setup with maybe a cage there, with a trap, with a camera, wherever he wants. And these 2 guys can try to fight mid with a Sova arrows. They try to fight mid. Viper can wall up, they try to flash through the wall and try to fight. Or they try to go maybe into this corner and try to play a crossfire like this. In case Viper hears anything or there's anything towards B or nothing towards A, then fast rotates towards B here and tries to just hold the site as much as you can. In defense, this is the best thing you can do and how I will play. You can also make some aggressive plays as pushing A main with KO flashes, but that's not that easy to do, I think. KO and Cypher, I think, can change a little bit because KO knives is strong on both parts. You also can have sometimes someone pushing up elbow. I would suggest KO to do it probably, just to push up elbow, see if someone's there, and if no one's there, then you can rotate earlier towards A. The most important part also is retaking together from both points if you can. Retake from here and here. Make sure to always clear mid when you are retaking. Make sure that there are no lurkers. This is it for today's guide. Hope you like it, guys. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'll try to answer each one of them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.